Abaddon is a short horror film that plays on the themes of supernatural and devil worship. It involves a young babysitter who is hired for an evening, but the evening transforms into probably one of her darkest to date. I wanted to make a horror film because I think that the story is what matters for a horror film. Once you get the story right, everything else will follow. So, this film has several good VFX and lots of gory shots, but I think they only really matter to an audience once you get that story right.
So my project, Coming Up Empty, it's about a struggling couple who decide to rob their former employer who's rich and then finds out that he's having an affair. And we try to incorporate the romance and the comedy and the crime all in one. We didn't really want to overwhelm the audience or anything. In my group, I was the sound designer for the project. We also, deliberately put in diegetic sounds and non-diegetic sound to tell more of the story, to add drama to the story, really. Also to add humor to it. It adds so much to the story, and it's a very important part of storytelling.
So Pascal the Rascal is like a weird passion project in the sense that I didn't plan it ever until I had to do this project. Puppets are something I've never done before. I've got a passive interest in them, and it seemed like it would be a challenge. But I thought that puppets work as an interesting vehicle for darker topics without trying to be too dark about them. Theory was really important in trying to create a story where we were focusing on characters and making each character kind of represent something while also trying not to be broad or generalizing against a lot of things, because the contentious nature of film and media means that it's not hard to be controversial. Having that in mind really changed the way I wanted to approach this project and make sure that I wasn't, stepping on anyone or trying to tell a story that's not my story to tell.
It's good to have a diverse range of assessments to really stretch your abilities. I came in maybe an essay-based background. I really knew how to write and construct essays, and using process books and portfolios as well as making films really stretches your creative and your theoretical knowledge to really push you in every single way.
Learning creatively, it's a process. You can't really determine how much someone has learned something through an exam. And a lot of our practical work, it's a showcase of the abilities that you have, which is really nice.
The things when you come out of specifically a filmmaking degree, a lot of people will ask you, what film did you make? And I think when you're going into the world, you have to be realistic about what you're going to do next. Steven Spielberg's not going to ring you up tomorrow and say, be my AD, be my cinematographer or whatever. So it's good to have in your back pocket the ability to still write essays, to be able to think theoretically as well as creatively. And I think that the course has a real good balance of that.
Going forward, having a lot of creative projects under my belt just makes me feel more confident moving forward with approaching the what can seem scary realm of the film industry.
Brighton's the perfect place if you want to get creative. Everywhere you look, you'll either have the Fringe Festival, creative festivals, music scenes, you've got Comedy, you've got the Duke of York, you've got so many places that, even if you want to get away from it, you can't. It's overwhelming, the amount of opportunities that are available.
And just being in an environment when everyone's doing the same thing, everyone's creating, it is a very nice feeling of knowing there's so many people doing the same thing and we're trying to reach the same goals.
I think Brighton is so passionate about being a creative city and being a city full of creative people that, of course, it kind of bleeds into you.